why are you saving when you have an overdraft, which is accruing interest on top of it, and you're having to pay that off every month? So just a little story time. When we first met, I was never a saver. I wasn't someone who put away money for a rainy day. I basically just would want to do something, or I'd want to buy something and I would just buy it. And that would either be on credit or with whatever money I'd earned that month. But that often meant that I ended up in my overdraft. When I met David, he had always been someone who saved. He didn't really understand the concept of not having any savings at all. And I was just not of the mindset that saving was that important, which is weird because I come from a family who save to do anything in their lives. One day we were on holiday, we was doing a road trip, and we decided to have a conversation about money. Obviously, you can't get away from the other person because you're sat right next to them. So I was telling David that I had X amount of savings, and I was really proud of it because I'd started saving more since I'd met him, but I was still going into my overdraft every single month. So David basically looked at me and was like, why are you saving when you have an overdraft, which is accruing interest on top of it, and you're having to pay that off every month? Why don't you pay off your overdraft and work on staying out of your overdraft? And then after a few months, you can start saving again. And I was kind of like, but I thought saving was the optimal option. And after we had like a chat, we went back and forth. It was kind of like, yeah, this doesn't actually make any sense. And I should actually know better. So I basically decided, you know what? Let me pay off my overdraft right now. So I took my savings, paid off my overdraft, and never looked back. Since that day, and I think that was about 3 or 4 years ago, I haven't actually ended up back in my overdraft. And actually, I don't really understand why I was continuously in my overdraft every month, but I had gotten myself into a cycle, which meant that I spent more than I was making every single month. And as soon as I got myself out of my overdraft and really looked at the numbers, looked at what I was spending, where it was going, there was actually no reason for me to end up in my overdraft every single month if I just budgeted well, saved a little bit more, and spent a little bit less.
It's interesting, isn't it, why people do that? Even my mom did the same thing as well, had the interest accruing on overdrafts while she was saving. And I was like, no, pay that off so you're not paying any more interest where you don't need to. And then you can start your savings journey.